Why do you secretly resist earning more money and you don't even realize it? Hi, I'm Jain, and today I'm going to talk about this that how we resist getting income or getting more money in our lives. Yes. Money is a medium of exchange which actually came after the system of barter actually ended. Now, initially, what people used to do was barter things for each other, and so if I wanted wheat, I would trade it for something else, like shoes from somebody else. And then gradually people realized the disadvantages of this, and they went for a common medium, which was money, whether it was coins or currency notes or bills that came into picture. And with money coming into picture, the common standard, what was realized it was that it had a purchasing power. It had a commanding power that could fulfill our needs, desires, wants. And this is why money became more important because it carried authority, it carried power, it carried flexibility. So I do understand that some of us that want a lot of money because they have needs, wants, they probably experienced lack or scarcity. And I completely understand because I have been there and I have experienced that as well. And I'm here to talk today as to five reasons, five ways you resist yourself from earning more money. And you don't even realize it that this is happening to you because this is all so much under the surface, or I would say it's happening in the subconscious mind. The number one is we don't want responsibility. Now, what will happen if we will earn more money? We will get more responsibilities to fulfill. Let's suppose you're the bread earner of the house. The more money you earn, the more responsibility will come onto your shoulders because you will earn more. And so expenses will increase. Responsibility in terms of do this, do additionally this, get this would increase for you. And you don't want that extra responsibility on your shoulders. That's the reason you end up avoiding money. The second reason could be criticism. A lot of us, and I would say a lot of us, honestly, are criticized for earning more money because the moment you look at others who are earning more money, you judge them as corrupt. You judge them as unethical. You judge them as somebody who's done something wrong or harmed somebody else. So money just comes, or earning more money comes with a lot of criticism. And we've been brought up with the thought that what will four people think if we do this or that? So the constant thought in our head is if we earn more money, what will people think of us? How will they judge us? How will they see us? So in order to avoid that also, or to avoid the criticism, what we end up doing is earning less money. So I have just talked about responsibility and criticism as two reasons as of now. Now let me talk about, the third reason, which is success. A lot of people fear success because they think with success comes great responsibility to preserve their name, fame, and to preserve their identity, newfound identity, most importantly, and a lot of other things. Success comes with the, need to perform always. Success comes with the need to be on the top of the game. This is what people interpret as. And also, a lot of people have a fear of success. So, this does not allow them to earn more money because if they become successful, they'll have to live to a standard, they'll have to be performing in a certain way, they'll have to conduct themselves in a certain way. All these things basically stop them or pause them from being their authentic self, from being their real self that can earn more money. Because subconsciously or in the at the back of their mind, this basically stops them from proceeding further and focusing on success, focusing on earning more money. The fourth reason is about failure. A lot of people do not take risk and sit in their comfort zone just because they don't want any kind of failure and the shame, the guilt, the anxiety, or the feelings that come with the failure. So that's the reason they don't earn more money. But honestly, nobody in the world has made money by not taking risk or sitting in their comfort zone or relaxing and chilling unless they have an investment that is earning interest for them. So yeah, that is a different story, but even for that money you need to work. And the last thing is change. Fifth one, A lot of people are scared of change because change is uncertain. Change is something that makes them, you know, develop, change, transform their current habits, live the life in a different way. And that is something that they're not very happy about or they are very scared of. And if they earn more money, their lifestyle will change. The way they eat, the way they conduct themselves, the way they present themselves, all of that will change. Like their favorite car can change, or a lot of things can change in their life, right? From the food they eat, the quality of life they live, the service they have. For example, I'll give you a very simple example. Let's suppose you're in a household wherein you're earning decent amount of money, your wife is cooking for you, or your mother is cooking for you, but the moment you start earning extravagant amount of money, the change will come is they'll ask you to employ a maid who will do the cleaning, who will do the wiping, mopping, etc., etc., and maybe even the cooking. So you're scared or you're avoidant of the change that you do not want to lose the taste that you're getting in the food through your mother or through your wife who's cooking for you. So this is how, a very small example, how change averse people can be. And obviously, it does not feel very comfortable to change with the times. And your internal conflicts about, say, responsibility, criticism, change, failure, or success actually creates a reality in your life, a situation in your life, or the circumstance in your life through which you don't earn. That keeps you stuck. And this very reason is the reason that you experience self sabotage. Very silently, the self sabotage happens, and you're like, why am I not earning money? Why am I not earning money? Well, I'm going to give you a question today after we do the tapping and everything. I'm going to leave you with a question that's going to be self reflective, and you'll actually get to know what's stopping you. Which of these five is actually stopping you? Because, see, I've given you examples, I've given you the basic of it. It may be true in your case, it may not be true in your case, but if you identify with any one of them, you can comment them below. That's because your mind will show you the block that is not letting you earn more money. And even these five can create one more thing in your life, which is procrastination. I'll do it later. I'll do it later. I'll do it later. But the thing is, let's suppose we are meant to live 100 years, or say, you God forbid, 70 years, or whatever amount of years. And let's suppose we're sitting at 35 or say 25, and we keep procrastinating. What happens is we lose the active years, the healthy years of our life where we can work more, earn more money, technically, versus the years in which we are less physically active and more, in a phase of relaxing, or I would say, you know, um, what is the word? Retirement. So yeah, that's exactly what happens. Okay, so the next thing that I want to remind you of, or say bring to your light or bring to your attention, is that your strategy might be in place. You might have a lot of good plans, you might have a lot of good actions planned, you might have had, your finances in place, or maybe your marketing in place, or how you're going to do, what are you going to conduct, what kind of business, or what kind of job, or what kind of career path you're going to take. Is everything is fixed, or maybe the actions are fixed, it's right there in your mind, the roadmap is set, your strategy may be perfect, but the issue that does not allow you to earn money, or the reason you resist money, is basically the inner conflict that comes from one of these five areas that I've talked about. And there could be much more reasons to that. Not only these five, but these five are the prime ones. Because let's say if somebody's scared of success, there could be a reason that there was a forefather who earned a fortune and then suddenly gambled and lost all the money. So they're scared of success at the moment. I'll be successful, I'll do something stupid, and I'll lose all the money. Or maybe somebody's who's scared of failure. I'll talk about one of my relatives. So this person had earned a humongous amount of money, a humongous amount of respect, and to preserve his name, to preserve the financials of his company, what he did is he invested in stocks or invested in some kind of options, which did not work out for him. So he had borrowed the money, spent the money into investment. The investments did not reap the results that they wanted. It collapsed, and they were in a colossal state. They had to pay off interest, they had to pay off the debt, and they dismantled their entire life. They faced a lot of problems paying off all the debts. So that could create a lot of fear of failure in their generations or their family itself. Now, these kind of conflicts actually do not allow you to earn more money, and you subconsciously start avoiding earning more money, because money, rather than being the fruit of your labor seems like a trouble or a risk. And that is actually true, because once you sit with yourself, you'll actually realize that even though I want money, there's a part of me which is scared of money, which is avoiding money, because they don't want to take up the responsibility, or they don't want to take up the conflict, or they don't want to take up the success that it comes with, or the failure it may risk us to, or maybe the change that it might bring in their life, or the criticism that can come from the society or people around us, or even the family, even if you see the movie Vastav, this guy suddenly, started earning a lot of money. He's wearing a 50 tola gold chain. He was doing unethical stuff. For somebody who's lived in poverty, their mother could be really appreciative, or their family could be really appreciative, that even if they're taking an unethical way, not that I approve of it, they're earning a lot of money, they're earning a lot of respect. At the same time, they show a protagonist who has a mother who's not appreciative, and she actually kills him for that particular reason. I'm not promoting any violence, or I'm not promoting any kind of thing. What I'm trying to say is that criticism is actually something that comes from somebody you love, or maybe somebody you respect, or somebody in your vicinity, and you immediately get scared. So let's get to tapping now. Okay? Take full responsibility for yourself. Have a glass of water with you so that you can drink afterwards. And I'm going to start with drinking a little bit of water. You can pause the video, get your water, and let's get started. Even though I want to earn a lot of money, and I'm still confused because there's a conflict within me. Even though I resist money as much as I want it, I still love and accept myself. Even though I've always wanted to earn more money, but I have never noticed why I resist money, why I avoid it silently. Even though I want to earn more money, and I want to explore why am I not earning that money, I love and accept myself. I've always wanted to earn more money, but silently resisted it. Just silently resisted it, and I was not even aware why am I resisting it. Maybe there's a fear of responsibility. Yeah, because if I earn more money, I'll have much more responsibilities. I'll have much more duties. I'll have much more things to do. And maybe I just don't want to do them. Because who wants the headache? Who wants the pressure of doing more things? It's better that I don't take up that. And hence, maybe it's okay to avoid that money, because money will bring in more responsibility. Responsibility to save more money, responsibility to protect the money, responsibility to handle the money, to invest the money, to grow the money. Yeah, so much of responsibility. And that makes me so overwhelmed. Oh, it seems like a pressure and a burden in the body. So much pressure. See, I burped. You can also burp. That's okay. So, yeah, so much of pressure in the body. Or maybe it just creates a conflict about criticism in my mind, that my relatives might criticize me, my family might reject me, or I might get scolded by my family, my mother, my father, for they did not understand why I wanted more money. Or I may invite criticism from the ones I love. I might invite criticism from my own inner self, the inner version of me, the child version of me, which feels it's okay to satisfy themselves in the minimum. And that could also bring in criticism from the ones that were close to me, like my friends, or are close to me, like my friends, my date, my relationship, or the ones I really respect, like my teachers, my mentors. And hence, I just end up avoiding that money because I don't want any criticism. I don't want to hear that I earned it unethically. I don't want to earn money and listen to things like, hey, he must have done something wrong. It's not possible to earn the money in an ethical, right, correct way so quick, so fast. And hence, I avoid the money. And there could be a part of me which is fearful of success. Yeah, I just don't want success to ride over my head because the success can make me aggressive, full of attitude, full of ego, full of dominance, and I might end up disrespecting others. I might become a bad person, and that's the reason I've been avoiding money because success can really dance on my head, and success can really make me mad, like a person who just operates out of power, and that's what I don't want for myself. And if I get success, it could also mean that, I have to preserve it. I have to replicate it again and again. That would be another headache. That would be another pressure. That's why I just simply avoid money. And there could be a part of me which is secretly avoiding failure. Because if I get out of my comfort zone, if I try something new, there could be failure. And this failure could bring in shame, guilt. This failure could bring in a lot of embarrassment for me, even defame that I failed. Just like maybe I failed once in life at academics or maybe studies. Or it might bring in a lot of embarrassment and shame that I failed. And it might mean that I will not be able to stand up for myself all over again or do the work that I want to do for myself or earn the money that I really want to. Because the shame will not allow me to move further. The guilt will trap me. And hence, the best I can think is just avoid earning the money. And then there could be also part of me that feels that they don't want to change. Because if there is a change, there will be transformation. The old ways will have to go. And that feels scary. That feels unsettling. That feels uncomfortable. So difficult. Because if there is change, I'll have to adjust. I'll have to make changes. And that's difficult. Because I have habitually lived in a certain way in my life. And I don't want to change that. Because change feels unfamiliar. Change feels unexciting, sometimes even worrisome. Ah, I wish I could just earn more money. Just earn more money. But I'm so fearful of this change, fearful of this responsibility, judgment, criticism, success, and maybe even failure. Suppose somehow I could just open myself one bit to earning more money, letting go of the fear of success, letting go of the fear of failure, of change, of criticism, and of responsibility. It would make me feel so light, and open to earning more money. It would actually open the floodgates of earning more money. It would actually enable me to earn more money with ease. Because now I would not care about what people think, or what a certain failure could mean, or what my success could do to me. What I would be focused on would be just earning more money with ease, comfort, and joy. And now that I would not be worried about responsibility, because with responsibility comes new things in life. With responsibility comes more avenue to earn more money. And that excites me. That probably creates more space within me, in my mind, in my body, in my life, to earn even more money and grow even further, to afford the luxury, not just the needs and wants. And that change is also a part of life that cannot be avoided. And that change can be positive also. It does not mean that it has to only stick to negative. And that could be comforting and happy and suggestive of further new avenues in life. And just take a breath in, place your hand on the heart, and exhale. Another breath in and exhale. Let's have a sip of water together. Cheers to life. If you've been tapping along, you did really well. It doesn't matter if you missed a point or a few sentences, that's okay. Before I go ahead towards the reflection question, I would like to know, how did you like the process for today? Did it help you? Did it work on like how you were thinking or something that you did not ever know or discover in life? Just tell me in the comments below. And you can share this reel, this video with your friends, with your family, with your peers who want to earn more money. Do not be afraid of sharing it to your sisters, brothers, cousins, and whosoever needs more money in their life. Because, opening abundance is a part that is lived best when you share. Abundance grows when you're ready to share. So just share it with the world, just like I am sharing it with you. Okay, here's your reflection question. What might become uncomfortable in your life if your income doubled next year? I'll repeat. What might become uncomfortable in your life if your income doubled next year? I'm going to leave you with this question. You may have your answers. Share it in the chat below. And if you want to work on your money blocks, what you can do is you can message me, reach out to me in the WhatsApp or in the message box. I'm going to give you my number here, right here, 98115 And you can WhatsApp me, preferably WhatsApp versus calling. And we'll see where your journey lies. And we'll have a consultation around your money blocks first, and then we can go on one paid work, professional work. Okay? So have a great day. Take care. Share it with your friends and do subscribe below. That's what I can say. Take care. Bye.